자, 안녕하세요. 저희 뮬라 그리고 오늘 한국에서 보고 계시는 많은 분들에게 올림피아 현장에서 유명한 피지크 선수죠. 아마 보시는 분들도 한국 분들도 거의 다 알 거예요. 카이런 홀든과 지금부터 인터뷰를 시작해 보도록 하겠습니다.
I like it.
You like
it? It fits well. It fits well. This is IFBB Pro Chiron Holden here, checking in at the 2022 Mr. Olympia competition with MULA Fitness. What's going on, guys?
3일 뒤에 이제 올림피아가 시작되는데 대회를 앞두고 지금 심정이 어떠신지?
I feel good. I feel the fact that I live in Vegas now and the Olympia coming to Vegas. I feel like I have to protect my home essentially. But just as the way my body has responded, the way I've been training this year, I feel really confident going into this year, man. Feels good. I'm tired right now, but I feel good. I feel motivated.
이제 여섯 번째 sixth time 올림피아, right?
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. 출전을 앞두고 있는데 올해 어떤 부분들을 위해 위주로 집중적으로 준비를 하셨는지?
The main focus going into this year is I think in previous years. My stage presence has always been pretty good as far as when I'm posing and when I'm sitting there in comparisons. Walking on stage and owning it, I think that's a big part of like letting the judges know, letting the fans know that this is like your championship to win, basically. So it's just like have that energy as soon as you walk on stage that this is mine. And I feel like that's what I'm gonna bring this year.
이번 올림피아를 준비하면서 또 힘든 부분은 없었는지?
We just moved since the last year's Olympia. I moved from San Diego to out here to Vegas. So just adjusting to that move and getting all new gyms, all new people, trying to like acclimate to my new environment. Also being in a relationship, a fairly new relationship, like learning the ins and outs with that, compromises. It's just a lot of like individual growth as a human being. You know what I mean? It ran parallel with this prep for the Olympia. So a lot of new home, new relationship, and just learning and growing through the prep, basically.
생소한 부분이니까, 그죠? 어떻게 보면 약간 좀 센시티브한 좀 질문이긴 한데 이번 올림피아의 경쟁 상대는 누구라고 생각을 하는지?
I think the most obvious answer is the previous winner, like Brandon Henderson. He's a top contender, obviously. He's the reigning champion. I feel like all the guys that were in the top 5, those are like the most standout competition, you know what I mean? So that'd be Aaron Banks, Yogo, Brandon, like those are the guys who I know are gonna be coming bringing a sick package, but I think there's so many other new guys. Nick, you know what I mean? He's a guy who trains out of Dragon's Lair.
Yeah.
He sick physique, man. He made so many improvements. So it's a lot of guys to watch out for sure.
정말 멋진 등을 갖고 있는 걸로 유명해요. 저도 보면 항상 와, 어떻게 저렇게 등을 저렇게 만들지?
Okay, so when I first started to like train for bodybuilding, something that I always did was pull-ups constantly and a lot of bent over rows. So those were like my two like staple workouts that even before I really knew what it was doing, it was something I always did because I always felt like for back day, you gotta do pull-ups, you gotta do bent over rows. So I did them a lot, you know what I mean? So I think at the beginning of my training, like a lot of those kind of helped my back develop before I was like paying attention to it. That's when I first started to train, but like since then, I've when I got to Dragon's Lair, I started to change my training a bit, where I'm going super slow and deliberate, like making sure I'm engaging the muscle the entire motion, and that's something that I've definitely incorporated this past year to improve on my back.
우리 뭐 먹고 싶냐고 물어보면 대회 끝나고 제일 먼저 먹고 싶은 게 뭐지?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the first thing that you want to eat after the show? What's the first thing you gotta go get?
Oreos. every for some reason, every time after the show, Oreos is something I'm craving. Oreos and like Gatorade or something. Those are the two things I go for. Then pizza.
2022년 올림피아를 위해서 출전한 4개의 프로쇼 모두 1위를 수상하셨어요.
Yes, indeed. Yep.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
특히 작년에 last year 10월 24일에 참가하는 레전 스포츠 페스티벌 네바다는 바로 전날 참가한 보더 스테이트 프로컨 캘리포니아 프로쇼 이후 장거리를 이동해서 상당히 장거리를 이동해서 다음날 바로 참가하신 프로쇼인데 장거리를 이동하면서 컨디션 유지가 굉장히 힘들었을 텐데 이날의 스토리나 에피소드가 혹시 있는지?
So my original plan was to do the show in San Diego. That was the border states, I believe, right? With that border states, yeah. My initial plan was to do that show, and once I did that show, I felt like I can still hold my conditioning because the other pro show wasn't until the next day. I called my coach. I was like, if we pull this off, this will be like legendary. And he was like, hey, go for it. I got the okay from my coach. My girl was like, she'll drive, so she decided to drive from San Diego all the way to Reno, Nevada. So I had a lot of support in making that decision, and I felt like if I just didn't eat too much food, and I kept my water low, I'd be able to maintain my conditioning and my dryness and get to the stage in time to win it. So it was a gamble, but I feel like I knew my body enough, and I had a good support to make it happen.
Your fans in Korea are crazy about your signature ninja pose, you know?
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I wonder what inspired you to come up with this pose.
Okay, so I'm definitely a Naruto fan. That's something that I've always. That's a anime that I always watched, and I like the themes in it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the year that I first did it, I want to do something different. I wanted to like pay homage to something that I'm a fan of, and also there's another component of when you watch stuff on TV, a lot of it's like programming us to believe certain thing or think a certain thing. So a lot of times before I watch something, before I consent to whatever program is being put on me, I like to say I do not consent. And like that's like a hand gesture that I always done, and I kind of got it from Naruto. So I kind of brought it to the stage as well. So I have my own personal reasons, but then I also have what most people will identify it as. If that makes sense.
혹시 한국에 프로전이나 이게 방문하실 계획이 있는지?
Okay, so the next question: do you have any plan for like competing in Korea, maybe?
I do want to. Like I have not competed overseas yet, so I definitely want to. And it's just a matter of me finding out which show and like having enough time to like plan it out and make it happen. But I'm definitely down to do one for sure.
Anything that you want to say to Korean fans?
Oh, Korean fans, I love you guys. I appreciate all the energy and support. It definitely means a lot to me. Thanks, MULA, for having me out here. Appreciate it, guys.
I really.